Hi everyone. My name is Monu Susan Alex. I'm a first year MCOM student. Now let's study a new financial concept. It's not a new concept, but still we all are not much familiar with this concept. That is dynamic discounting. We are only familiar with the term discounting, but it's something different than it. It's something more flexible. That is the dynamic discounting. So now let's see the basic idea of the dynamic discounting. So dynamic discounting is a financial management tool that allows the buyers to offer an early payment to the suppliers in exchange of some discount. Okay, so this is a win-win situation where the suppliers get early payment, which improves their cash flow, and the buyers have they get a chance to save the money through the discount. So that's what dynamic discounting is. So this is a tool that is often used by both the buyers and sellers. Like it is used by the suppliers, and who will get the benefit? It is beneficial to both the suppliers and the buyers, and it will help to improve the supplier buyer relationship, and it helps to manage the working capital. It helps to manage the cash inflow to the organization, to the supplier, and also a smooth cash flow of to save some money through the early payments by the buyers. Let's get into the next slide. Okay, it is we have already discussed the definition. Is a financial tool, and the purpose, it helps in managing the working capital, immediate cash needs, and also it enhance overall the cash flow for both the buyers and sellers. Okay, so the context, it is often used in the supply chain management, the supply chain finance, whereby the supplier gets a early payment, and the buyer can save some money, or the benefit is they can uh, get some discount. So the supplier get a early payment so that he can like um, expense for can cover the daily payments or daily expense, etc. Now let's see the process, how it works. So the very first step we know that is the basic purchase or the sale. So when the buyer purchases goods from the seller, the supplier will or the seller will issue an invoice with a payment term. The payment term will be either 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, etc. So here the buyer offers to pay the invoice early with the let's take an example like 10 days in exchange for a discount of 2% of the total invoice that's been given by the supplier. So here the supplier will accept the offer. Okay, supplier will accept the offer, and the buyer pays early, receiving the discount. So what happens here is that the discount rate that has been charged by the supplier is based on how early the payment. So if the payment is within the 5 days of in giving the invoice, the higher the discount will be. So paying within 5 days might yield a higher discount than paying within the 10 days or 15 days. So how this is how it works. Okay, so the basic step is purchase, then supply of invoice, then offering an early payment, and the supplier will accept. And if the buyer pays the payment or makes the payment earlier, what happens? He could get a discount. Not a it's not a fixed rate, but it will vary upon the period. Like if he or she pays the amount earlier, like within 5 days, there it will be a higher discount rate, or it will vary upon the period. If the period is like long, the discount rate will keep on decreasing. That's how it works. So here we can say that the discount rate is flexible. Okay, so now let's see the benefits of dynamic discounting. So the very first one is for buyers. So how it will benefit the buyers? So First one is the cost savings, better relationship, working capital optimization. So how it helps the buyers to save the cost? How? So the buyers can reduce their procurement cost, right? By taking the advantages of discount, by making the early payments, by taking the advantage of discount, they can reduce their procurement cost. Next one is improve relationship. So of course, I have already said how it like improve the relationship between the relationship of supplier and buyer. So offering an early payment can strengthen the relationship with suppliers, leading to what better terms and cooperations in the future. So next one, of working optimization. I have already said the buyers can manage the cash flow through choosing when to pay the suppliers. So it will aid in the better flow of management of working capital, or to manage or to meet the daily payments, meet the daily expense, etc. So next one is for supplies. Improved cash flow, reduced risk, financial stability. So suppliers who receive the early payments, like they can this will help them to manage the working capital and reduce their need for external financing. So they can rely upon these payments, these early payments for the daily cash needs. Okay, so that they don't want to opt for external financing. Reduced risk. How this will reduce the risk for the suppliers? So early payment reduce the risk of later or non-payment, right? So this will help the financial stability. So this reduced risk and financial stability is connected, these two things. Okay, so the next one, for both flexibility in payment terms, tailored financial needs. So this dynamic discounts offer flexibility in payment terms, like allowing the both parties to negotiate the payment terms to suit their financial needs. Okay, so tailored financial needs. Uh, so as I have already discussed, how it suit the financial needs for both the parties. So that's all about the benefits of what dynamic discounting. Now let's move to the next slide. So here comes the main thing, the difference between the traditional discounting, like the discounting we know, the basic discounting we know about, and with the new discounting that we have been discussing, the dynamic discounting. So what's the difference between these two? So when that traditional discounting typically involves fixed discount rates, right? For example, 2 by 3 net 30 means 20 percentage of discount when the payment is within what 10 days. So otherwise full amount have to be paid by the buyer after the deadline. So that's what about the basic discounting works. That's how the basic discounting works. So in the case of dynamic discounting, it offers more flexibility. The discount rate can be customized, or can be based on how early the payment is, and it is upon the discretion of the supplier. He can decide whether to charge or how much discount rate to be charged, how flexible it has to be. Okay, so that's the main difference between this what traditional and dynamic. In traditional discounting, we know that it's a tight schedule for a buyer to pay this amount. Even if he pays the amount before the deadline, it is a fixed rate of discount, right? In case of dynamic discount, the buyer can enjoy the flexibility of getting the better discount if the payment is earlier to the implementation, or towards the invoice, with the date of providing invoice. So that's all about the difference between traditional and dynamic discounting. The key features, the key features of this like dynamic discounting. So first one is technology driven. How it helps, like how it's connected with the technology. So dynamic discounting often relies on digital platforms or financial technology, like fintech companies, right? So it helps them to automate, the technology will help them to automate the process. Okay, so which makes it easier for the buyers and suppliers to negotiate and execute early payment. So we know that it's now everything is automated. So Even the application of AI in this field will help the buyers and sellers for a better cash flow management. Next one is what? Scalability. How this tool can can be scaled. Like it can be scaled to accommodate large volume of transactions. And with the help of the technology also we can scale these transactions, like which makes it suitable for large organization, large enterprises, or large supply chain organizations, etc. So next one is real-time decisions based on the cash flow. So buyers can make a real-time decision. Okay, like decision on whether to clear the early payment or based on the cash flow, current cash flow situations. So that's all about the key features. Now we're gonna discuss the consideration and the challenges that comes with the way of implementing the dynamic discounting. So first one is integration. Integration means what? It may require it is a costly process, right? It require the adequate technology, the software, the process, the systems, etc. All will be costlier. So implementing a dynamic discounting may require integration with the existing uh, resource or existing system that the company may follow, so that which can be a complex and time consuming and a costly process. So this is one of the main challenge. Next one is discount rates. So the buyers need to actually careful about calculating the discount rates to ensure that the savings justify the early payments. So the buyers have to take care of that thing. So that's it's a sort of like a drawback. Next one is supplier adoption. So supplier adoption, so any change comes, there will be resistance, right? So here the resistance will be from the side of suppliers. How? Not all the suppliers will be able to accept this, because they won't be willing, or they are not willing to accept early payments, especially if they are not immediate need of cash. What they see is in a bad perspective. They will see like, okay, it's just something discount which giving to the customers. So they will see it's in a bad perspective, and they deny this the concept of dynamic discounting. So in other case, in other hand, some suppliers will accept this dynamic discounting because they know the actual benefit of dynamic discounting, like to manage the cash flow or to manage the working capital, etc. So that's all about the challenges and consideration that must be taken care of. Next one is the future is bright. So increased adoption, growing recognition, and using UCM and SMEC. So as more company recognize the benefit, the uses of this dynamic discounting, like it is expected uh, to grow. It is expected to grow this its adoption in particularly in the field of SMEs. So that's a hope that we can see. Then the blockchain integration, the AI, the enhanced transaction transparency and security. So in that, what is blockchain? It is used to enhance the transparency and security of dynamic discounting transactions. So we know that blockchain is currently applied in all fields, like banking, in transaction, for trading, for we know that many traders use this blockchain technology to transact the amount, or in order to make payments, etc. So it's the era of automation, it's the era of crypto, blockchain, etc. So this blockchain technology can enhance the transparency and security of the dynamic discounting transactions. Next one is AI and ML. What is ML? Is machine learning. Okay, so advanced technologies, advanced analytics, and AI could to be used to optimize the discount rates, like to predict the cash flow needs, or to make a dynamic discounting even more easier or efficiently. Uh, so that's all about what dynamic discounting. So I believe as business continue to face challenges in managing working capital, cash flow, etc., this dynamic discounting offers a tailored solution to meet the needs of both the buyers and sellers. So that's all about dynamic discounting. Thank you for listening. So bye.